Eric here again. Welcome you guys to part 2 of the tag ending tag licks, mostly for bluegrass guitar. These are ambiguous, like I said in the last video. They are beginning and ending licks. And before I get into the advanced ones, like I said I was going to tell you, I was going to show you one more little twist on the last video that I forgot to mention. And this one I used quite a bit at the end of some of the songs I do with Wilder Mountain, my bluegrass band. And it sounds similar to the others, but there's one little difference. Here's what the normal ending lick sounds like that we practiced the last time. Here's the other one that I was going to go over just a little bit today. Let's see. That's getting me messed up because I've been doing the whole time. So. And so, if you remember the last video, after this pull off, we get that little slide. But this time we're going to go do that twice. That's a very distant sound. It's the distance of a minor second interval. And that's why that's one of the roughest tones for the ear, is a minor second interval like that. Basically, it's the for the key of G. We've got the minor third and the major third against one another. And so that's kind of, I think that's one of the first, at least in Beethoven. That might be the same interval, I'm not sure. But I'm not going to try to figure that out. Anyway. So we do that twice. G, 3rd fret, and then, let me zoom in real quick. So we got the G, and then the open B. Then we continue with a slide. So instead of going down, we're going to go immediately into the G run. Now the way I do a G run, it's a quick up down on the D string. This might be a good way to practice that, I'm not sure. I'll come up with something like that. But there we go with that one. Now on to the advanced licks without wasting any time. We're going to do the first one I did. I had to do it slow because it's tough to do this one fast. I remember telling you this was along the lines of Blackberry Blossom and New Camptown Races, because at the very end they have, well, it's not standard that you add these licks, but I tend to, because it just keeps in the same line of blazingly fast picking. So the first one is sounds like this. And that'll take a while to learn. That's all down up picking, alternate picking. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. 4. 1, 2, 3. It's a sequence of 3s, but there's a little lick in the middle, a little extra note to continue the continuity of it, I guess, for lack of a better word. So we got alternate picking, like I said, down, up, down, up. And then up. Every back note that you're going to hit, this is another example of backtracking. You're backtracking to a previous note. Every note you're going to backtrack to, the majority of the time, for me, a backtracking lick is always picked with an upstroke. continue with the previous couple notes. Well, for example, for one thing, before I go any further, let me show you the scale pattern, okay? Here's what it's going to look like. Simple G major scale, backwards. So we got 3 down, going back, and 3 down, going back, going back. And that's the turnaround. And that's the end of that, but then that's going to end on the 4th fret of the D string. Typically I land it with my pinky, but you can land it with your ring finger if you want to. Go back to the G, 2nd fret, then open. That's explanatory enough. I can't really think. That's what you call a sequence when you're practicing instead of the whole scale all the way through. Instead of practicing the whole scale through, you're actually working with notes and repeating the pattern. It's where you get what's called a sequence. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. And then continuing on with that. So I guess that's the best way I can describe it is after the first 3 notes, after the first 2 notes, open, 2nd fret, 1, 2, 3. It's you're descending 3s out of the scale, following the scale. After every 3rd note, you're going to hit a back to the previous one of the previous notes here. We started with this one, so the next note in the scale is this one, so we're going to start with that one on the next sequence. So we're going back to that one, and the next note will be the opening. Okay, so that's about the best way I can think to describe it. Now, this next lick it's kind of the same thing, but now we're going to go a little bit lower. This is what I used on the end of Blackberry Blossom, if you've seen that video. That one's the end of New Camptown Races, which I haven't done in a few years. But I did it that way, except I see. See. That's the end of that one. But you can find that on the end of the Blackberry Blossom. But I'm going to continue on down the scale. Now the scale looks like this. So that's actual from G to G. But you got this extra, that extra note there. D, what's that? A, that extra B note right there on the 4th fret of the G string. So we're going to start. You can either start with this. Either start with that. That kind of gets me in that rhythm. Or at the end, you can just start with open G. It's the same kind of deal. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, back. pattern is open, G, 4th fret, 2nd fret, open, 4th fret. Now these two strings, the D string and the G string, is going to be on the 4th and the 2nd frets here. Back to the G, back to the G. So I don't know how confusing that is for you, but it's confusing for me to think about it and explain it. There's that string, we're going to the D and then back to the G on the 2nd fret. Open, 4th, 2, open G, 4, 2 on the D, open the D, 4, 2 on the D, open. Now we're going down here to the A string on the 3rd fret. Oops. And we're going back here. So open G to D, open A, and at the end. So if I could, I would break it down into two separate parts. This is the first part. Okay? And then that's just the little thing in the between. Repeat of that. Then this is the second part. Okay, so let's do both of those again. In that. Now the very last one we're going to do is a high one. And this is going to be up here on the... We've got this G in the shape with a D shape right here. It's the D shape. Except we're going to use, instead of this D, we're going to use the other D. Which is, if we played a regular D, we would just remove our middle finger and place it where our ring finger is here. And the ring finger is now gone. We're not worrying about the open E string. We're not going to play it. The ring finger is now going to be repositioned to the 4th fret of the D string. Bluegrass lead, you're going to need to know this shape. I went over this in one of my videos, but this is an important shape. You know, and when you're in D, you can hit those. You hit those notes fairly easy because your fingers are right where they need to be. So we're going to move that shape up. Okay. Now we're going to have our ring finger to end up on the 9th fret. So let's see, I know you don't see any dots, but they're up here. So we got 3, 5, 7, 9. And it's all based around this G root note, just like the D is around the D note. So we move it up. Now we have a G within the D shape. So the lick, if I can remember it, I did it a while ago before I turned the video on, but that's been a while back. So okay, so this is the part of it. You're going to go. Let's see. This is a 7th fret, hammer on. The 9th fret, and then the B string at the 8th fret. I think I'm hammering on both times. Yeah, hammering on. That is going to hammer on to the 10th fret. So 7, 9 for the G, 8, 10. And then this finger is going to kind of come down here and hit the 7th fret, the E. What I'm usually doing here is, instead of playing it like this, I'm going ahead and bar this so that this can hit both the G string and the E string for me. So practice that much of it so far. So that's a down and then an upstroke twice. An upstroke on the B and the E strings, a downstroke on the G. And then you're going to go kind of sounds like the minor form of that. So that's going to be upstroke, down, down, pull off. That's pulling off to where this note is still staying where it was. Back to this 9th fret of the G string. So this is going to be a backtrack here to the B string. So this is going to stay down the whole time. You're going to anchor this note down. And then you're going to pull off back to where you started. So we'll try practicing the first part, and then the second part. So up, down, down, up, down. And then put it all together. Then after this, it's just going to be a really easy slide. D string, 9th to 7th fret, open G, and then 7th fret A, open D, open D, open G. So that's the same thing as up here, but instead of pulling off, you're going to hit 2 notes. It's going to be down, up, down, A, 7th fret, and open D, open G. So that's a slide. Okay, so really slow. Well, you can hit the open D. It sounds better if you hit the open G and back to the G. So let's try it again and see if I can get it right. Okay, one more time and then we'll wrap this up really slow. I'm going to pay attention to my right hand as well. I'm going to zoom out so you can see it, just in case. So that's it for these tag ending licks for you guys. I hope you enjoyed them. Hope you can use them in your own playing. And I'm going to keep some more of these awesome videos coming your way. To keep your hands coordinated, I think I'm going to work on an exercise or two in the next video. So be staying tuned for that. And we'll see you at that next video. Check me out on www.secretsoftexasbluesguitar.com. You can find all kinds of good information and sign up for my newsletter. And there's all kinds of articles and things that I write from periodically from time to time. But the most of the stuff I pay attention to and I have the time for is my newsletter. And it's totally free, so you can sign up for that Go there and check it out. Again, www.secretsoftexasbluesguitar.com. And I will see you there. I hope to hear from you. And keep subscribing, watching, tell your friends. And I'll keep the good content coming your way. Thanks a lot.